All right, buckle up, everyone, because today on the deep dive, we're heading into the exciting world of travel credit cards.
Ooh, yeah, those little pieces of plastic that can unlock some serious travel perks.
You got it. We're going to be dissecting a recent CNBC article called, get this, 10 Best Travel Credit Cards of November 2024.
So we're talking top-tier cards here, the best of the best.
Absolutely. And our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to help you figure out which one of these gems is your perfect match.
Because let's be real, not all travel cards are created equal.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. And that's where this deep dive comes in.
Yeah.
We're going to break it all down, look at the pros, the cons, and everything in between so you can make an informed decision, like a savvy traveler.
Smart. Because picking the right card can make a huge difference in how much you save, what kind of perks you enjoy, and ultimately how far those travel dollars take you.
Exactly. Now, before we get lost in the points and miles jungle, let's do a quick level set for anyone who might be new to this whole travel rewards thing.
Yeah, good idea. We're going to be throwing around some terms like annual fee and points and miles, so let's make sure everyone's on the same page.
So think of an annual fee, kind of like a membership fee for your credit card. You pay it once a year, and in return, you get access to all sorts of benefits.
Makes sense. And then you have points and miles, which are essentially the currency you earn for your spending, and you can redeem those for all those sweet travel perks.
Precisely. Think free flights, hotel stays, upgrades, even statement credits to offset your travel expenses. It's all about maximizing those travel rewards.
And who doesn't love a good travel deal?
Right. Now, CNBC neatly categorizes these travel cards into three main types: airline, hotel, and flexible rewards cards.
Ah, yes, the classic trio.
Could you give us a quick rundown of each?
Sure. Airline cards are pretty straightforward. You're tied to a specific airline, and you earn miles that you can, for the most part, redeem for flights on that airline. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, that's pretty clear. What about hotel cards?
Hotel cards, well, they work in a similar way, but they're linked to, you guessed it, hotel chains. So you're racking up points that can be used for free nights, room upgrades, or other hotel perks.
So far, so good. Now, what about those flexible rewards cards? Those sound intriguing.
Ah, those are the wild cards of the bunch. They give you, way more freedom.
Freedom, huh? I like the sound of that.
Yeah, so with flexible rewards cards, you can use the points you earn across different airlines and hotels, or even cash them in for statement credits or even sometimes gift cards.
Oh, so it's all about options.
Exactly. Options and flexibility. It's about tailoring your rewards to fit your specific travel style.
I'm already sensing a theme here. Options, flexibility, it's all about finding what works best for you as an individual traveler.
Absolutely, because one size definitely doesn't fit all when it comes to travel credit cards, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, the article makes it very clear that the best travel card, those are their quotes, depends on a few key things, like how you travel, how much you spend, and of course your credit score.
Yeah, those are the big three: your travel personality, your spending habits, and your creditworthiness.
So we're not talking about one magical credit card that's going to solve all your travel woes. It's more about finding the perfect fit for your unique situation.
Exactly. It's like finding the perfect travel buddy, but in credit card form. Someone who complements your travel style and helps you get the most out of every trip.
Okay, I love that analogy. So let's dive into some of CNBC's top picks, shall we? Starting with the American Express Gold Card. They really rave about those dining perks.
Yeah, the Amex Gold is known for being a foodie's dream card.
Because it gives you up to $240 in combined annual credits. That's for places like Grubhub, Cheesecake Factory, even some Uber Cash.
So it's not just about fancy dinners while you're on vacation. It actually rewards your everyday dining, whether you're at home or on the road.
Okay, so even if I'm not jet-setting off to Paris every other week, I can still get some serious value out of this card just by ordering takeout.
Totally. It's about maximizing those rewards in your everyday life.
All right, I'm starting to see the appeal here. Next up, we've got the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And I gotta say, that welcome bonus is pretty enticing. We're talking 60,000 points, folks, which translates to $750 in travel through Chase.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet deal right off the bat.
You got that right. But it's not just about the initial bonus, right?
Oh, definitely not. The Chase Sapphire Preferred also has a really solid rewards structure.
So you earn 5x points on travel purchases made through Chase, 3x points on dining and online grocery orders, 2x on other travel purchases, and 1 point per dollar on all other spending.
And those points can add up quickly, especially if you're strategically using the card for those bonus categories.
So it's not a one-time bonus situation. You're actually being rewarded for your ongoing spending, which is a huge plus in my book.
Definitely. And those bonus categories, I mean, they align with common spending habits, so it's not like you have to jump through hoops to earn those extra points.
Now, the Capital One Venture Rewards card. This one seems to be all about, simplicity, which can be really refreshing in the sometimes confusing world of credit cards.
You said it. A flat 2x miles on every purchase, no foreign transaction fees. It's like the set it and forget it option for travel rewards.
You just swipe, you earn, no need to overthink it.
And speaking of keeping things simple, we've got the Discover It Miles card, which sounds particularly appealing for folks who are just dipping their toes into the credit card pool.
Absolutely no annual fee and a unique mile-for-mile match on all the miles you earn in the first year.
So it's like a little bonus boost for those who are starting out, which is pretty awesome. Now let's get real for a second. Not everyone has a perfect credit score, right?
True. Life happens.
So what about the folks who might be, working on building their credit but still want to reap those sweet, sweet travel rewards? What are their options? Well, CNBC mentions a couple of great options for those situations. For those with what they call fair credit, there's the Credit One Bank Wander card. This one gives you a whopping 10x points on hotels and rentals booked through their portal.
10x points? That's huge. So even if your credit score isn't perfect, you can still snag some serious rewards.
Exactly. But, and this is a big but, those bonus points, they're specifically for bookings made through their platform.
Okay, so it's something to keep in mind. You get to play by the rules to get those extra points. Now, what about someone who's actively in credit building mode?
For folks in that situation, the Discover It Secured card is a really good option. It allows you to earn rewards while you're establishing good credit habits.
It's like a win-win situation. Building credit and earning travel rewards at the same time.
Exactly. It requires a security deposit, which basically acts as your credit limit, and that helps you demonstrate responsible credit use and gradually build your credit worthiness.
Okay, so it's like having training wheels on your credit card, but with the added bonus of travel perks. I love that. Now, we've covered a few cards that are great for everyday spending, building credit, but let's shift gears and talk about the more, premium options.
You mean the cards that make you feel like a VIP traveler?
You got it. CNBC highlights the Platinum card from American Express, which is legendary for its airport lounge access.
Oh yeah, airport lounges, they can make those long layovers so much more bearable.
But here's the thing, it comes with a hefty annual fee. We're talking $695.
Yeah, that's a significant chunk of change.
So this is definitely not a card for the casual traveler.
It's more for the frequent flyer, the road warrior, someone who really values those premium travel perks.
Okay, so it's an investment for those who are constantly on the go and want to elevate their travel experience. Now, there's one more card that I absolutely have to ask about.
I have a feeling I know which one you're talking about.
The Bilt MasterCard. Earning points on rent payments, no fees. It sounds almost too good to be true.
I know, right? It's definitely a game changer, especially for renters who often get left out of the travel rewards party.
So you mean finally someone's acknowledging that paying rent is a major expense?
Exactly. And this card lets you earn points on that expense without any extra fees, which is huge.
Okay, so we've covered quite a few cards, each with its own unique perks and target audience.
Yeah, we've explored cards for beginners, foodies, frequent flyers, even renters.
It's all about understanding your needs and priorities when choosing a travel card.
Exactly. It's not about chasing the best card, it's about finding the best card for you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But before we get too far ahead, we need to talk about redeeming those points wisely. After all, what good are all those points if you don't know how to use them effectively, right?
That's a great point. Earning points is just one piece of the puzzle. The real magic happens when you know how to maximize their value.
So in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to unpack the art of point redemption. It's about understanding their worth and how to make those points work for you.
Stay tuned, folks. We're going to unlock those travel reward secrets. So we've talked about earning all these points, but now what? What do we do with them?
Well, now it's time to talk about redemption. That's where those points turn into actual travel perks. Like your ticket to paradise or whatever.
It's like finally cashing in on all your hard work, all those strategic swipes and spending.
Right. Okay, I've earned these points, now let's put them to good use.
It's not just about racking up a huge number, though. It's about understanding how much those points are actually worth.
Ah, so it's not just about quantity, it's about value. Because a point on one card might be worth more than a point on another card.
Exactly. And even on the same card, the value of a point can change depending on how you choose to redeem it.
Okay, so tell me more about that. Like, how does the redemption method impact the point value?
Well, for example, you might get more bang for your buck if you use your points to book a flight directly through the card issuer's travel portal than if you redeem them for, say, a gift card.
So it's like comparing exchange rates for different currencies.
Exactly. You want to get the most favorable conversion rate for your points.
So is there like a secret formula for like maximizing point value, or is it more of an art than a science?
Well, it's not exactly a secret formula, but there are definitely strategies you can use to get the most out of your points.
Okay, so let's hear those strategies.
One of the most important things is to understand how point values translate to real-world dollars. For example, with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card we talked about earlier, each point is usually worth 1.25 cents when you redeem them through their travel portal.
Oh, so it's like doing a quick mental calculation to see what your point stash is actually worth.
Right. If you have, let's say, 10,000 points, that's equal to having $125 to spend on travel.
Now, I remember you mentioning something about transfer partners earlier.
Ah, yes. Transfer partners, they can be a game changer.
Especially if you're looking to squeeze every last drop of value out of those points. So, remind me again, what's the deal with transfer partners?
Well, instead of redeeming your points directly through your card's issuer, you can transfer those points to a partner program, like an airline or hotel's loyalty program.
So instead of going through the credit card company, I'm going directly to the source, like straight to the airline. Does that usually get you a better deal?
Often, yes.
Yeah.
For instance, if you're eyeing a business class flight to Europe, you might get a better redemption rate by transferring your points to the airline's frequent flyer program than by booking through the Chase portal.
So it's like speaking the airline's language, using their currency, which could potentially get you more perks or a better deal.
Right. But the world of transfer partners can seem a little, well, complex at first.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like a whole other layer of the travel rewards game.
It definitely takes a bit of research and strategy to figure out which transfer partners align with your travel goals and which ones will give you the best value for your points. But once you get the hang of it, it can be really rewarding. Literally.
Sounds like a topic for another deep dive. Transfer partners? We'll put that on the list. But for now, let's switch gears a bit and talk about some of those other card suggestions that CNBC mentions. They had some interesting options for, like, students and people who are more focused on keeping their interest payments low.
Right. The article makes it clear that those top 10 cards aren't necessarily the perfect fit for everyone.
Exactly. So what do they suggest for, like, students who are just starting out with credit cards and might not have a huge credit history?
There are student-specific cards that offer things like cash back on those everyday purchases that students are making. You know, textbooks, coffee, maybe even concert tickets.
So you're getting rewarded for basically being a student.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool when you're living on a budget.
Right. And some of these cards even give you statement credits for specific things like textbooks or streaming subscriptions.
Nice. What about those who are more concerned with, like, keeping their interest payments in check? Are there cards that can help with that?
Absolutely. There are cards that offer 0% APR introductory periods, both on purchases and on balance transfers.
So like a grace period where you're not racking up interest charges.
Exactly. This can be a really good strategy for folks who are trying to pay down existing debt or who are planning to make a big purchase and don't want to get hit with extra interest charges.
Like a temporary financial break while you get things in order.
Right.
I like it. So it seems like there really is a card out there for almost every situation.
That's the beauty of it. The credit card world has gotten so diverse. There are options for people at every stage of their financial journey.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about different types of travel cards, some of CNBC's top picks, alternatives for specific situations, and even dipped our toes into the world of transfer partners. What would you say is, like, the most important takeaway from all of this?
I think the key takeaway is that choosing a travel credit card isn't about blindly following someone else's list of best cards. It's about understanding your own needs and priorities.
It's like planning a trip, right?
Yeah.
You would just pick a random destination and go without doing any research.
Exactly. You think about where you want to go, what you want to do, what your budget is.
And then you find the resources and tools that'll help you make the most of that trip.
Right. And when it comes to travel credit cards, those resources are things like understanding different card types, knowing how to earn and redeem points effectively, and being aware of the perks and benefits that align with your travel style.
So it's about being an informed and empowered traveler, both in terms of your actual trips and your financial choices.
Exactly. And just like your travel preferences can change, your financial situation might change too. So it's a good idea to revisit your credit card choices every now and then. Make sure they're still serving you well.
Good point. Just like you might swap out those flip-flops for hiking boots if your travel style changes, you might need to adjust your credit card strategy as your financial needs evolve.
Great analogy. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into the world of travel credit cards, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question, something for them to ponder as they continue their credit card journey.
Ooh, I like where this is going. Let's give them something to chew on.
So, think about everything we've talked about today. The different card types, the features and benefits, the earning and redemption strategies. Now, imagine you could design your ideal travel credit card.
Your perfect travel companion, but in credit card form. What would it look like?
What kind of rewards would it offer? What perks would be non-negotiable?
Yeah, would you prioritize lounge access or maybe free checked bags? Or would you be all about those bonus points for dining and entertainment?
It's all about what matters most to you as a traveler and how you can maximize those rewards to make your travel dreams a reality.
So, to our listeners, we want to hear from you. What features would your dream travel card have? Hit us up on social media, share your ideas, let's get creative.
We might even feature some of your brilliant ideas in a future deep dive. Who knows?
That's right. But for now, we're going to wrap things up here. It's been a blast exploring the world of travel credit cards with you.
Absolutely. We've covered a lot of ground, from different card types to redemption strategies to those all-important transfer partners.
We've given you the knowledge, the tools, and hopefully the inspiration to make those savvy travel credit card choices.
Now it's your turn to go out there and find the card that's going to unlock those incredible travel experiences for you.
Choose wisely, travel well, and may your points always lead you to amazing adventures.
Happy travels, everyone!
Bon voyage!